Backs, who are just playing great baseball to start off this spring. They'll take on those Cincinnati Reds, who are 7-8, by the way. That game is later tonight. A final from this afternoon, Detroit over Houston, 7-3. Good for Houston, by the way. Or good for Detroit. Well, good for Houston, too. They lost a game. I'm always happy when Houston loses a game. Detroit, who's also played pretty good. They got the victory. Next game, please. Pittsburgh loses to Baltimore 9-3. St. Louis and Atlanta, final 8-8. It ended up in a tie. Spring training, man, you are not going to go into long extra innings during spring training. So both managers just said, we'll take the tie. Let's go play some golf. Washington Nationals, who are also playing fantastic baseball to start off the spring, they beat the Miami Marlins 4-2. It was the Chicago Cubs getting blanked by the Kansas City Royals 10-0. Don't read nothing into the Cubs being 4-11, because really spring training doesn't matter. Your record doesn't matter. You could end up going 26-0 in spring training, still end up in last place. You really can. Let's do the Colorado Rockies loss to the Los Angeles Dodgers today. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, California actually won, if I'm looking at that correctly. They beat the Cleveland Indians 6-3, and San Francisco and Seattle, it was Seattle 9, San Francisco 6. So those are the games that happened today. We have the one game tonight, Arizona against Cincinnati, out there in the beautiful dark skies of Phoenix, Arizona. Let's take a look at the standings as we stand today in the Grapefruit League, which is down in Florida. Toronto is 10-2, Washington 10-3, Philadelphia is 11-4, and that's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody thinks that Philadelphia is going to end up being one of the better teams in the league, but they're playing spring training baseball, and some of the guys are playing well, but that's all going to change once the season starts. Houston is 9-5, Detroit 10-6, St. Louis 7-5. Minnesota 7-6. The New York Mets are an even 500. They're 6-6. Tampa Bay is 6-9. Miami is 5-8. Boston 5-9. Pittsburgh's 5-9. The New York Yankees are 4-8. Atlanta's 4-11, and the Baltimore Orioles, who are really a pretty good baseball team, they're 3-11. During the spring. In the Cactus League, the Arizona Diamondbacks are 11-3, and the Los Angeles Dodgers of Los Angeles, California, are 10-3. Texas 9-4. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, California, are 8-6. Milwaukee is now 7-6 on the season. Colorado at 8-7. Seattle is 8-8. The Chicago White Sox are good guys on the south side of Chicago are 7-7. Oakland is 6-6. Cincinnati 7-8. Cleveland is 6-9. Kansas City 6-10. San Francisco is 6-10. The Cubs are 4-10, and San Diego is also 4-10. So there you go. You've got Arizona, good team, off to a great start. Dodgers, good team, off to a good start. Texas, good team, off to a good start. Then you got the Angels in Milwaukee and Colorado. They're not going to have good seasons. And then you got teams like the Cubs and Kansas City and Cleveland, who are probably going to have some pretty good seasons. So really, it's just winning spring training games has no barrier on how the season's going to work out for those teams. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got a couple of minutes to fill here before we take our next break, or should we just take a break? Let's talk to the director. Mr. Producer, we're just going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about a veteran who decided his family comes first, and we're going to take a look at the 2017 World Baseball Classic. I know you guys are all excited. We'll do that right after this short break. You're listening to The Big Show. We call it Brewtownsports.
Now here's a little tune they play in old Milwaukee. It's just a happy little polka melody. Now everybody knows it tune, old Milwaukee. The words are easy, so just sing along with me. Old Milwaukee, happy as can be. Old Milwaukee, it's the place to see. Old Milwaukee, friendly as can be. It's old Milwaukee for you and me. Now here's a little tune they play in old Milwaukee. It's just a happy little polka melody. Now everybody knows this tune in old Milwaukee. The words are easy, so just sing along with me. Old Milwaukee, happy as can be. Old Milwaukee, it's the place to see. Old Milwaukee, friendly as can be. It's old Milwaukee for you and me.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, the Milwaukee Polka on Brewtownsports. You know, here's the thing that a lot of people don't know if you live outside of Wisconsin. When they write polka songs, when they put them all together, they have to be a certain length because they're timed out to the exact amount of time that it takes a person to drink 4 beers and eat 6 bratwursts. This is known. Ask anybody that lives in Wisconsin or has lived in Wisconsin. Every polka song is timed out so you can... I know. What are you going to do? Hey, where are we, man? You're listening to the big show we're called Brewtown Sports, yada, yada, yada. You know the rest. Everybody knows where to find us. You can email us at that Gmail thingy. Everybody knows how to do this, so there you go. Hey, the Brewers on Monday, they trimmed their spring training roster when they optioned 6 players down to the minor leagues. And then they reassigned 4 prospects to their minor league camps. So they're just had to go across the street to finish their workouts for the spring. Orlando Arcia, the number 1 ranked prospect in the organization, he was sent down to the minor leagues. The Brewers expect to have him up later in the season. This kid's the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. This was the first look at him in the major league camp, and he struggled a little bit at the plate, but I think this is a guy that, you know, we're going to look down the road and say, wow, this guy can flat out play some baseball. Number 3 prospect, Jorge Lopez, he was sent down. Adrian Hauser, the number 17 prospect, along with number 18 prospect, Michael Reed. Number 29 prospect, Damian Magnifico. I love that name. Number 30, Jacob Barnes is being optioned. The Brewers reassigned number 2 prospect Brent Phillips, number 4 prospect Josh Harder, and number 10 prospect Jacob Nottingham, as well as Rene Garcia to the minor league camp. So just a couple of names to remember for the future. I know the Brewers are high on Jacob Nottingham. They're also really high on Orlando Arcia. And also Brent Phillips, the number 2 prospect. They're really high on this kid, and everybody seems to like him. I haven't met him yet. I'm looking forward to it, and I know he's looking forward to meeting the world-famous Mr. Brewtown. So that's just some of the names that have been kind of told, hey, your time isn't ready quite yet. Here's an interesting story coming from the Chicago White Sox. Adam LaRoche, he's decided he's just going to walk away from baseball. Now, this is kind of a strange story, and it basically has to do with White Sox Executive Vice President Kenny Williams asked Adam LaRoche, he gave him a request that LaRoche's 14-year-old son, Drake, become less of a presence with the team. Now, Williams confirmed that point in a phone conversation with MLB.com today. He said he felt 100% that it was a bit much, so he asked that he dialed it back. He said that he thinks that even 50% is a bit much. We don't know the particulars. Was this kid being a bothersome person in the clubhouse? Was he being a jerk out on the field? Nobody knows. Adam LaRoche, so, you know, he's a veteran. He's been around forever. 36 years old. struggled. He struggled, he said, in his first year with the White Sox, and that kind of helped him make his decision. Retirement papers were signed by LaRoche, who will give up $13 million in the second year of his 2-year deal. But the White Sox have not yet sent them in to the league office, allowing LaRoche some time to reconsider. So the door's still open for him. No specifics were provided by Williams in terms of his request to LaRoche, other than just dial it back. Drake LaRoche basically served as the unofficial 26th man on the 2015 White Sox roster, having a locker at the Camelback Ranch facility and at U.S. Cellular Field. He did plenty of work to help the team and was a polite young man who was highly thought of by players and coaches alike. So evidently the guy was, he was a good kid, and the players and coaches liked him, but evidently the people upstairs said, we got to dial this back a little bit. He doesn't need to be here all the time. But hey, why not? I mean, the kid's 14 years old. He wants to hang out with baseball players. So we'll see how that story develops. Also, the World Baseball Classic is going to be held next year, and some of the teams are getting ready to qualify. If you look at it, the team from Colombia, Spain, France, they're all looking to qualify for the 2017 World Baseball Classic. Now, Colombia and Spain will open the 4-team Panama City World Baseball Classic qualifier tomorrow afternoon before Panama hosts France tomorrow night. By the time Sunday rolls around, a new entry into the 2017 WBC tournament will be crowned by virtue of a modified double elimination bracket. The Panama City World Baseball Qualifier is one of 4 being held around the globe in 2016 to finalize the field for next year, while Australia defended its home turf in Sydney and secured a spot in the 2017 World Baseball Classic. Another qualifier will be held this weekend in Mexicali, Mexico, before the final one, which is going to be in Brooklyn, New York, in September. So I'm excited. I know a lot of people don't like the World Baseball Classic. I like it. It's baseball, man. Anything that's baseball has got to be good. The other day, too, I found something on YouTube. It's basically a lot of the college baseball teams have their games up on YouTube. So go ahead and check that out, man. It's baseball. It's college baseball, but still it's baseball, so it's always good. This is a time of the year where it's still kind of cold and windy and rainy in some areas of the country. They got snow in northern Wisconsin today, and they're expecting a lot of it throughout the night and into tomorrow morning. But people are still excited, man, because they can watch the Milwaukee Brewers on TV and see all that green grass and the sunshine out in Arizona, and they go, hey, in about a month it's going to be up here. So we're less than 3 weeks away from opening day on April 4th. The Milwaukee Brewers take on the San Francisco Giants from Miller Park, right here in the greatest city in the world, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So we're all excited. Boy, I haven't done one of these shows in, about a week and a half. I lost my timing here. Good job by Jonathan Lucroy today with a big home run. And also Ryan Braun looked good today in his first outing of the spring. So the Brewers are looking for those two to be the team leaders, to at least put up some numbers. And they're also looking at Domingo Santana to be that third big-time presence. The rest of the guys we just don't know about. We don't know how any of these guys are going to perform or how consistent they're going to be, but I'm excited. And as I said on the last show, and I've been saying here for about 3-4 months now, I'm excited because the Brewers are pointing themselves in the right direction, and that's what they needed to do. Rebuild this team. Let's get back to being one of the great teams in the major leagues. So there you go. Hey, that's about it for today. Hope you enjoyed the show, because I sure enjoyed giving it to you. You're listening to the big show we call the Brewtown Sports. Look for us on Twitter and Facebook. On Twitter, it's Brewtown Sports. On Facebook, it's Mr. Brewtown. You can listen to the show at BaseballTalkRadio.com, Spreaker, Podomatic, Player FM, Stitcher, TuneIn, and iTunes, and the 405media.com, Super Live Talk and Righteous Podcast. Have a good day, everybody. Mr. Brewtown has left the building. Drive home safely.